Welcome everybody, we are the House of Wellness.
Today, a Superman on a super mission, breaking records to inspire and motivate others.
I ran a marathon in every state and territory of Australia and both islands of New Zealand.
Fighting fat by treating obesity like cancer.
And one of our biggest international stars shares her latest creation.
This chapter is quite central and it's very womanly, it's very truthful, it's very in your face a little bit.
A show with advice on life, nutrition and good vibes for everyone who wants to live their life just that little bit better.
That's got to be good for your health.
Let's all get well, stay well, live well and look fabulous.
Right here in the House of Wellness. Hello everybody, welcome to the hour dedicated to your health and well-being. Hope you can stick around. And hello to you, Zoe.
Yes, hello Ed. Hey everyone out there. A cracker segment about raising kids today. Talking to them about puberty, Ed. You've got an 11-year-old. That chat is very close.
Yeah, it's looming. You know what, I'm not actually really looking forward to it.
Are you worried he's going to be embarrassed?
I'm actually more worried I'll be a bit embarrassed about it, but it's got to happen. So if you're a parent and in need of some advice, stick around. We will have more on that later. Our favourite pharmacist is here. Not there, but here. He snuck up on me for this side. Hello, Gerald.
Different side, Ed. Hello, Zoe. Hi, Ed. Look, not so much the birds and the bees from me today, but if you want the best of well-being, I've got a boost. And the bees may have the answer. I'll have that on the A to Z of vitamins later on.
Really looking forward to that. Thanks, Gerald. Now, while we're talking about our well-being, our next story is no secret. Almost 2 in 3 Aussie adults are overweight or obese.
Wow.
That is an alarming stat.
Yeah, it's a big one. And according to the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, obesity is a significant public health issue. It's a risk factor in most major illnesses, particularly the lifestyle ones like heart disease, type 2 diabetes and many more.
So what should we be doing about it? Well, one approach is to talk about obesity like we talk about cancer.
Really?
And joining us today to explain is the University of Sydney resident obesity expert, Dr. Nick Fuller. Nice to have you back, Dr. Nick.
Thanks
Welcome.
I mean, it's a heavy headline, isn't it? We know when we're diagnosed with cancer, it's an absolute wake-up call. Should we have that same reaction with obesity?
We should. I mean, one way to put this into perspective is think about it, if you went and saw someone without qualifications, if you were diagnosed with cancer, you wouldn't. Now, we need to treat obesity in the same way and see people that have the qualifications and know what they're talking about. I mean, this is a serious problem. 70% of people now are struggling with their weight. Fewer than 5% succeed on their weight loss journeys. And that's not just due to a lack of willpower. This is actually due to a lot of biological processes within the body actually changing to make sure you put that weight back on every single time. And this is why we diagnose it as a disease.
Right.
So when someone's diagnosed with cancer, we kind of hand them over to the health system and they kind of put them on a program and specialists and everyone takes control of it. I feel when it's something like obesity, it's kind of seen as self-inflicted and so then you must just deal with it yourself and there's no real support around it.
Yeah, sadly this is the case. Often those support networks don't exist for people struggling with their weight. GPs don't know who to refer to and often patients or individuals are left to go out and lose weight on their own accord. They often turn to diets or commercial programs that they see through media and often they end up in a worse off position for going on them.
I mean, to our credit in this country, we work so hard on curing cancer, don't we? And the whole world does. Should we pour that same amount of energy into obesity?
Yes, absolutely. This is the biggest health challenge of our time. You know, we need to be treating it seriously. We need to be giving individuals the right information and the government need to step in and start regulating this industry because it is full of unqualified personnel, you know, and entrepreneurs really making money and out of what is now $1 billion industry.
Well, you've just brought that up, especially on social media. Everyone is an expert. Lots of young people that are fitness experts and selling programs and things. Do you feel like this is causing the cycle to become worse?
Yeah, exponential to this growth, or, you know, what we've seen, exponential growth of obesity has been this explosion of social media. Everyone's a social or health and wellness expert, weight loss expert, as you alluded to. 85% of the young are on social media. They're using Instagram and Facebook, but a third of the population are actually using social media about 5 times a day. All this is doing is creating a distorted image of what actually is a healthy body image.
Yes.
It puts doubt in our minds. We look in the mirror, we think, oh no, we are maybe I am fat, maybe I need to try that diet.
Yes.
They go and buy into this world, and unfortunately, social media is not where you should be turning to. It is full of unqualified personnel, and our health is far too important to put into the hands of someone who doesn't really know what they're talking about.
Your quick take on why some of these diets really don't help us out, why they don't work?
Yeah, well, our bodies are very smart. We have all of these different processes in our body, biological systems that actually work to fight that weight loss every single time, to make sure we go back to our starting point, our set point. So yeah, sure, we can lose the weight, but we know that that weight will come back on. And a history of irregular eating or restrictive eating or a history of dieting is actually only going to compound your issue even more. It's going to make you fatter, and it's not the solution. You need to be looking to, people that have the qualifications that know what they're talking about.
You've got the qualifications in the book.
We will keep following it. All right, great to see you again, Dr.
Thank
Nick.
you very much.
Valuable info there. So if what we've just learnt there about obesity is not enough to encourage everyone to lose weight, then our house hero this week should certainly inspire you. Over the past 10 years, Trent Morrow has run 349 marathons.
Madness.
Nearly 35 a year. That's astonishing.
It's crazy. Unbelievable. But it's not just what Trent has done that's inspiring. It is why. Now, I bet you'll want to pull on your runners and get yourself moving after you watch this.
The journey began back in 2006 and saw a family photo, as you do, and didn't recognise myself. I had put on way too much weight and realised I needed to take some personal responsibility and change my diet up and introduce some fitness into the regime. I am Trent Morrow and I am Marathon Man. I created the superhero identity of Marathon Man to go out there and to promote better health and well-being and to chase your dreams, which is what I've been doing now for just over 10 years. I've completed the Comrades Marathon. I did the Sahara race through Racing the Planet in 2011, a 250-kilometre race through the Sahara Desert. I ran a marathon in every state and territory of Australia and both islands of New Zealand. Toughest foot race on earth, the Marathon des Sables. I'm the world record holder for the most marathons, which is 160, across 7 continents in 1 year. Today was marathon number 349, which includes 15 ultramarathons. And the next challenge is to do 365 marathons for every day of the year.
Good on him. He probably inspires a lot of people to get off the couch and maybe join him and get out to events like this. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the Marathon Man and what he's proposing on doing is just mind-blowing. I can't imagine what it takes in terms of commitment after going through what I did today and him doing 350. It's stunning.
The ultimate goal is to encourage and inspire as many people as possible around the world to be the very best version of themselves in whatever area of life that looks like. Be your own superhero.
Wow. Wow. What an amazing achievement. And only last Sunday, on his 349th marathon, Trent ran his quickest time in 4 years at 4 hours, 24 minutes and 38 seconds.
I've done one marathon, so I'm on his tail.
I did a fun run.
Okay, was it fun?
4Ks, I trained for it, I walked half of it.
That doesn't sound like much fun to me. Anyway, if you'd like to follow the Marathon Man's progress and see where his next race is going to be, head to our website. Got all the info there, houseofwellness.com.au, and you can reach out and watch us many ways.
Yeah, or give us a buzz, 1800 469 788.
Take us on the go on your smartphone. Look for our Facebook page, The House of Wellness, as well.
And so much more advice on today's show. Here's one that will have you coming back for more. We have got, and I'm not lying, an age-defying soup.
Yeah, that soup is 58, but it looks 20.
And we look into hydration and how it affects your concentration.
Later, we're having conversations with the kids about puberty and what they think.
I absolutely hate it.
Up next, we watched her grow up on TV screens and listened to her sing her way to superstardom. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Delta Goodrem. She's had 17 top 10 singles, picked up 16 arias, starred in hit TV shows, won a Silver Logie and has her own perfume line. Yep, you guessed it, I'm talking about Delta Goodrem. She's one of Australia's true superstars. And since she's burst into the spotlight at 15 years old, Delta's always been in demand, seemingly juggling touring, photo shoots and her TV commitments with ease. Today, it's the launch of her new scent, Dream, at Sydney's Chiswick restaurant. And I'm about to catch up with Delta amongst the whirlwind to discuss how she keeps balanced beauty, health, and her amazing career. Because we are here, we are in the world of Delta.
Yes.
It is a big day.
Yes.
Fragrance launch, TV interviews, writing songs, performing. Everything is, it's a lot. It is a lot for you. Is this a normal day?
This is a normal day.
Is it really?
This is normal. No, today is an extraordinary day because it does feel like when you are sharing an expression of creativity, expression of connection, where I actually have in my hands the actual work that has happened and it's come to life, and then you get to hand it over and it goes out into the world, and then it's got its own story separate to the creation, you know?
Let's talk about how one does it all and still looks fabulous. Because let me say, like when I am...
It's called wearing mismatched pajamas at night time and then pulling it together the next day.
Yeah, like what is it? What are some like secrets? Do you get like those IV drips? Like give me some insight.
Look, I'm definitely not your poster child for this. A bit of everything is the key. Balance of life. I've kind of learned when it comes to myself, exercise makes me happy. I enjoy exercise.
Yeah.
I feel better when I do it. I feel better when I'm eating better, but I also love chocolates, you know? So I know that that's a part of my life. I'm gonna get to, I enjoy my coffee, but I enjoy being healthy. So I stay happy by having the balance of a bit of everything in moderation is all right.
And do you need downtime? Like does Delta get to sleep?
Look, you know, sleep's a bit debatable at times. Look, you know, we work hard and we play hard, and we, at the same time, for my voice, different cycles. You know, sometimes I get a bit more sleep than others because singing voice needs sleep. I'm still an athlete. It's knowing the simple things with healthy living and not excessive in any department, then I think that you can have a really well-balanced, you know, fun, but still healthy life.
Now, back to the perfume for a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a perfume that reminds me of my wedding day.
Wonderful.
What are you hoping for when people wear this fragrance?
Wedding day?
Yeah. What do you want to feel? What do you want the wearer to feel?
I want them to feel like anything's possible. I feel like...
Is that where dream is? It's like...
Dream, imagine.
Go for it.
You know, don't hold back. You don't have the time to hold back, you know? And I think that this perfume, what I imagine is sort of that they see dream on their counter and they go, okay, that's right, you know, just visualize.
I got the guts today.
Imagine.
Yes.
But I think then it's also just spraying it and going, you know, you can also feel hot and smoking at night time too.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there
dream, it starts with that.
Is there any ritual you have with it?
I'd never, even on TV or going on stage, I always just make sure that last like spray just before you walk out, like just feeling fresh, ready to go. They say that you can actually change the energy by, you know, spraying perfume by smell.
It makes sense.
You know, it's just sense. It makes sense.
And now, look, you say the word sensual and noir and all of these like beautiful kind of, I don't want to say the shadow side of Delta, but it is like, it's
we all have all sides.
Right? It's a different dimension. Where are you in your life that you're like sensual, noir? Like what's going on?
Yeah, great question. I'm a woman. And I think even when I got to know everyone, I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I think
Neighbours.
I was back on Neighbours. And we've had an extraordinary, many different chapters. This one's been super interesting. I love the fact that it feels like this chapter is quite sensual and it's very womanly, it's very truthful, it's very in your face a little bit.
I need a bit of sensual.
Yeah.
You know, having a baby,
Naturally.
I need a bit of sensual in a bottle that I can like bring into my real life.
Thank you. Yes, Ma, I'll give you one right now. Watch this. Watch this.
Give me some sensuality, honey.
Oh, you've got it in spades.
Thank
this will
you.
just enhance it even more.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Later, we learn about hydration and why your body needs it more than you think.
And next, a very special broth with special powers. Stay with us. We'll be sipping soup after the break here on the House of Wellness.
Today's delicious soup is guaranteed to warm your tummy and keep you feeling good. With a double dose of beetroot packed with fibre and micronutrients. You begin by frying off leek and garlic. Then add raw beetroot cubes and cauliflower florets. Pour in 400 ml of coconut milk, 500 ml of veggie stock and stir. Leave the mixture to simmer for 20 to 30 minutes then, to double your goodness without overwhelming the balance, sprinkle in 1 tablespoon of beetroot powder, stir in tahini and blitz into a puree. Serve with fresh herbs and a sprinkle of nuts and seeds.
Oh my, mouth-watering, nutritious to delicious, age-defying beetroot soup made with BioGland's organic beetroot powder. I'll test it out. This is the before shot. Look at me.
Oh, it's instant.
It's really
You know,
good.
I love the sound of that, an age-defying soup. And can you tell it's working for me as well?
yeah.
I had some this morning. It's the folate in the beetroot, which helps production and repair of cells. Now, that is what helps protect us against premature ageing, right, GQ?
Zoe, beetroot has got so many health benefits and it's particularly good for blood vessels. And there's been some research showing that if you're an extreme athlete, so working really hard, beetroot can actually help blood vessel strength.
And that is delicious, you guys. Well done to our healthy chef, Zoe. Now, let's get to some of your calls, your favourite segment here. First up on the line, we have Maria, who's standing by in Hobart. What is your question for us?
What do I need to do to stop my bloating of my stomach after I've eaten something?
Yeah, that's painful and a little bit embarrassing.
And so common. And most of us, Maria, eat far too quickly. So slow things down. You can get digestive enzymes. There's a nationally advertised herbal mixture which is brilliant for settling the digestive process.
Okay.
So it's a matter of just helping this mixing bowl work properly with a few little support things and probably a probiotic as well, Ed, will make a difference.
I love me pre and probiotics. Next up is an email, and it's Gary, who has a question for us from Trafalgar in Victoria. He says, my problem is that I get lots of mucus built up in my lungs and I've noticed that I run out of breath. Hoping you can recommend something.
Gary, there's an underlying issue there as to why your lungs are producing so much mucus. So it's certainly worth getting things checked out. If it's a mucus build-up and you're just accumulating a lot of phlegm, ivy leaf extract will help get rid of that. But there's a reason underneath
you need to get
why this is happening that's got to be investigated.
OK, our number, by the way, to reach Gerald and ask him anything, 1800 469 788. Let's go to Marie now in Bowral in New South Wales with an issue she hopes we can help solve for her.
I've got this sensation feeling all over me. Pins and needles, can you help?
Yeah, pins and needles are always a bit of a mystery when they crop up somewhere.
We usually find that, Ed, when you've slept on your arm and it's all numb. So, Murray, there's an issue somewhere along the line that's causing this, and it involves nerve transmission. Again, there's got to be an underlying issue. So it could be a medication-related thing. It could be something to do with her neck that's causing the problem. Have it checked out. Physiotherapist is probably the ideal way to make sure your sleeping position is correct. See what's happening.
A couple of steps there to follow through. Let us know how you go, Marie.
And last up, an email from Stacey in Pakenham, Victoria. I get reoccurring eczema on my eyelids. Steroid cream is the only thing that provides relief. Is there a natural option?
There is, but Stacey, hydrocortisone cream is the steroid of choice, so it's the weakest of them. Creams don't really work all that well on the eyelids. It's an ointment because you've got to put it on and leave it on. And normally 2 or 3 applications will fix it, Zoe. And also, if you've got, Stacey, some flaking across your forehead, use one of the anti-flaking shampoos. Chlorana's a range that we have. There's a few different ranges just to stop the flaking.
All righty.
Hopefully that helps.
Good. More calls coming up later in the show.
OK, so QV Intensive with ceramides is our house favourite today, this week. And look, it has been developed for the use with eczema-prone skin. So this is the light moisturising cream and the hydrating body wash here. I have never heard of ceramides, GQ. Tell me about them.
Ceramides, Zoe, are a family of lipids that help to form the skin barrier in skin. prone to eczema especially. And this protective barrier layer doesn't work as well as it should. Moisture can escape. One of the reasons for barrier dysfunction is that it comes when the ceramides have been reduced.
Oh, yeah. So my little babe Fox, he's been struggling with dry skin and some eczema. Can you use ceramides for babies, toddlers, kids?
Yes, Zoe, you can. They are products that contain a combination of ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids to help reinforce the skin barrier and provide hydration or moisturisation to the skin for Fox and for anyone with mild to moderate eczema-prone skin.
All right, so Gerald, how often should we be using this ceramides range?
Studies have shown, Ed, that products containing ceramides can help provide much-needed relief from skin dryness, the associated itch, or other eczema-related irritation when used regularly.
Okay, so can I use the QV Intensive with ceramides in my normal skin regime?
Yes, Zoe, it can be part of your regular skincare routine.
All right, all great info. Thanks so much, Gerald. If you'd like to follow up on these stories today, of course, you can always head to our website. It is houseofwellness.com.au.
Yes, and our phone number, GQ, is on the other line, 1800 469 788.
And we are on the go via your smartphone app. Head to Facebook and be friends with us as well, the House of Wellness. Back here after the break. Don't go anywhere. Yes, we're right across Australia on the 7 Network and the Prime Network. We've got a show packed with inspiration, smiles, advice and good food. All of that plus more.
Later, we find out why honeybees are your new best friend.
Over time since then, we've just been unravelling more and more of the amazing properties of honey.
And next, we talk to our kids about puberty to hear what they think.
Are you at a man stage yet?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Stick around, we'll be back here on the House of Wellness. Welcome back to the show. Now, earlier in the series, we said about a unique experiment with both children and their parents who allowed our cameras open access while they had personal conversations about intimate and tough subjects.
Yeah, and a big thanks again to all the parents and kids involved. The results have been extraordinary. So, if you're a parent wanting a guide to communication with your kids, this next piece is a must-see.
Talking to kids about the facts of life has always been a tough gig for parents. But let's face it, our world has changed. Growing up in the 21st century is a hyper-speed experience.
Oh, pimples I think happen when you have so much face oils and
And it's up to us as parents to protect and prepare our kids as best we can.
Are you at a man stage yet?
No.
Hell yeah.
So, we asked a group of very brave mothers and fathers and their curious kids to sit down and talk through some of life's biggest and most awkward lessons. With thanks to Nature's Way, giving your kids a healthy start with Kids Smart, today our parents are talking to their kids about puberty.
Hello, Vanessa. Welcome to our discussion about puberty.
We're now talking about puberty.
Can you stop snorting?
What does puberty mean to you? What do you think?
Okay.
It's when your body changes. You become not kid, a man.
Are you at a man stage yet?
No.
Hell yeah.
When you came to the bathroom the other day and you said to me you had something on your face, what was that?
Oh yeah, a moustache.
Well, that's when puberty starts, when that sort of stuff starts happening.
Jackson, what are your thoughts on puberty, considering you are in the midst of it?
I absolutely hate it.
Why?
My face?
What about it?
It's got pimples all over it.
Boys get pimples. And I get pimples.
That's right. So pimples are a sign of puberty as well.
Oh, pimples I think happen when you have so much face oils and
Amazing.
So what do you think you should be eating to control the pimples?
I looked it up because I'm sick of hearing this. Don't eat chocolate, it'll cause you pimples. Don't eat bad food, it'll cause you pimples. I looked it up. It's not a dietary thing.
Yes, it is.
Where'd you get that off? BuzzFeed?
No.
Yeah?
I don't watch BuzzFeed.
You get all this crap information off BuzzFeed.
No,
I swear
I
to
don't.
God. Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Forget the BuzzFeed.
Okay.
I know this isn't a favourite topic of yours, but Boys.
I hate you.
And what about their bodies, the girls' bodies? Have you noticed, is it anything noticeable, or have you noticed anything? Like, is it drawing your attention, the changes in their bodies?
So you don't find yourself like thinking they're funny and cute?
They're really annoying.
Yeah,
That's what makes them
but
funny.
that never changes, right? Even as men.
They're annoyingly funny.
Annoyingly funny. You like me?
No, you're just really annoying.
Oh.
How are you? What about your feelings, like, and your...
My feelings.
Seriously,
You go through puberty,
like,
your hormones are
taking
your
over
body's
you.
changing.
Yeah, your hormones are just taking over you, and you're not the boy you used to be. And
With the feeling situation,
are you more sensitive?
that doesn't happen to me. Like, because I think it's because I go to a boys' school where everyone just like uses banter to communicate. Like, no one takes anything seriously.
And when you get older too, your hormones are going to change.
Yeah.
And that's when you'll probably be more interested in girls and stuff. And you can always talk about that with mum or dad.
It's like chemicals in your body.
When are you going to start? You haven't started any fluff on your upper lip yet. Wonder when that's going to come.
armpit hair either.
All right.
And you've got these things to look forward to, hair in other parts of the body.
The only thing I'm looking forward to is chest hair.
So a girl can run her fingers through it?
Yes.
Oh, dear, that was great stuff. That was funny stuff. And I love that teenage boy's reaction to talking about puberty. Can you reenact? Can you be the mama?
Are you at the man stage yet?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Now, let's change tack slightly and let's talk about the secret health-giving substance that's probably found in almost every home in the country.
Yeah, it's honey and I am obsessed with it. It's natural, versatile and sweet. But even better than that, the teaspoon of honey in your tea or even on your cereal is doing more good for you than you realise. Giaan Rooney headed out to ask why the buzz about honey.
To be or not to be? I definitely love to be. I love honey. My family loves honey. We have it in tea, we have it on toast. My kids even have it on their muesli every morning. So we know that honey tastes great, but did you know that honey is also incredibly good for us too? I guess we've all heard of hot water, lemon and honey when we've got a cold, but the healing powers of honey run a lot deeper than just soothing a sore throat. Honeybees have been on the planet for longer than humans, and for thousands of years we have sought out the sweet delights of their natural nectar. It dates back to ancient Egypt, where archaeologists have found airtight containers of honey in tombs. Surprisingly, still edible because of its amazing preservative qualities. Okay, so Ben, how come I'm dressed like this and you're not? Do I really need to be in this?
Yes, you do. You do indeed, because things are about to get real.
One man who knows more about bees and honey than most is Dr. Ben McKee, a fifth-generation beekeeper and managing director of Capilano Honey.
There would be about 80,000 individuals in this hive. This is quite a good hive, and I can show you some nice kept honey that they've got right here. From a young age, I've been around bees and just love being outside and working with an amazing insect. It's very powerful to watch them grow and produce honey. If we don't have bees, you know, it's actually going to influence our lives because of the food that they pollinate. Crops like fruit and vegetables, almonds, all that type of thing is totally reliant on bees.
So, besides the amazing honey they provide, bees are effectively keeping the planet alive. Incredibly, 1/3 of all the world's food relies on bees for the job of pollination. With pollination comes honey, and with our rich diversity of flowers, Aussie bees provide an equally diverse range of honeys, in particular from our many eucalypt species.
And all of their honeys from that particular plant taste differently. Different colour, different texture. Some of them have different characteristic moisture contents. It's like a wine, really.
Although the different flavours are great, it's the health-giving properties of honey that are really capturing attention. In particular, Manuka honey has been researched by the honey industry for the last 2 decades.
And we realise there's these very specific qualities in honey, like flavonoids, antioxidants and antibacterial properties. And over time since then, we've just been unravelling more and more of the amazing properties of honey.
Manuka honey is known as nature's superfood and is only produced in Australia and New Zealand, where Manuka or leptospermum plants are found. Containing a natural active agent called methyglyoxal, Manuka honey comes in different rating or strengths and has been found to have antibacterial properties. The higher the rating, the more antibacterial it is. Manuka honey is great for a sore throat. It treats skin infections and also promotes wound healing. Current research is investigating how Manuka honey can help fight superbugs that are resistant to existing antibiotics.
And the latest development in the health benefits of honey is prebiotic honey. Now, what's the difference between probiotics and prebiotics? Well, I'm glad you asked. In very basic terms, probiotics, which I'm a huge fan of, put the good bacteria back into our systems, while prebiotics actually feed that existing good bacteria. So how does this play into the already superpowers of honey? Well, I'm going to find out.
Research scientist Gerald studies the medical benefits of honey.
There's lots of different medicinal properties that we know honey has, and it's been documented throughout history. We just haven't always understood the science, but now the science is starting to catch up.
So tell me about prebiotic honey.
So prebiotics are a type of food. They're a complex sugar or a complex carbohydrate that we don't digest ourselves, and that means that it reaches the lower gut where it can be used as a food source by the billions of bacteria that we have living inside our gut. And those good bacteria help us do a whole range of different things. They help us digest our food, they make essential vitamins, they can remove toxins from our body, and they also help us to metabolize drugs to make sure that the drugs will work when we take them. It's pretty easy. I think a spoonful of honey to give you a prebiotic hit is a sweet way to go.
So whether it's the natural healing properties found in Manuka or the digestive health boost that comes in prebiotic honey, or you simply just love the taste, you can rest assured that Mother Nature's little pot of gold is actually doing you good. The next time you see one of those little buzzing bees flying along, make sure you say, "Thanks, little guy."
Sweet, sweet story with Giaan. We've barged into your kitchen as well to say hello and find out more. You tasted all these beautiful honeys. What did you learn about the healing power of honey, though, too?
Oh, Ed, I learnt so much. I really could have chatted to Naral all day because I think I went into that story knowing about the healing properties of honey in terms of maybe soothing a sore throat, in terms of antibacterial properties that might have come in honey, but it is so exciting. The more research they do, the more healing properties that honey seem to be having as they go along.
Because I'm just like you, Giaan. I have Manuka twice a day. I love it. This whole prebiotic honey thing is very new to me.
I completely agree. I didn't know until I did this story about prebiotics versus probiotics. I know a lot about probiotics, and effectively, in very simple terms, probiotics are good bacteria in your gut. Prebiotics actually feed that good bacteria, so help them to work harder, if you like. And a lot of people, I guess, think that maybe by you have to add prebiotics to honey to get prebiotic honey. It's just naturally occurring. So as we keep saying, it really is nature's superfood.
And I had no idea there was so much variety of honey. So much.
I didn't know either. I had no idea how many different flavours or types, and I also had no idea what the different strengths or ratings of Manuka honey meant. So effectively, the darker the honey, the higher the rating, and maybe the better the properties are in that honey. So there's so many different types, there's so many different flavours, but I guess the one thing that keeps coming back is how good for you honey actually is.
The thing is, medicines normally taste so disgusting. This honey's beautiful. You tried a few out. Did you have a favourite?
I don't have a favourite because I call myself a honey fanatic, but we got to taste a lot of different ones, and the one that actually was very surprising to me, and I loved it, I don't know about the name, they need to work on the name, it's actually mangrove honey. Now, that doesn't sound that enticing, but if you think about mangroves, they obviously live in salty water, so along the east coast of Australia. And so this honey, it's almost like the salted caramel effect.
Not bad. I would
where
take that
you
medicine
just
quite
a little hint of salt in it. So I don't know if that's coming to shelves anytime soon.
We'll try it on our toast, see how we go. Thanks so much, Giaan. Great story. Now, if we're like honey and you just can't get enough of us, you can catch our team every Sunday morning on the House of Wellness radio edition as well.
Yes, so much information information there. And we're nationwide. Yes, we are right across the country.
Can't miss us, so stay with us. There's more to come right here on the House of Wellness. Later, if you're after that extra spring in your step, the A to Z of vitamins may have the answer.
Next, are you living in a state of hydration? It turns out you should be.
We'll be back after the break here on the House of Wellness. Welcome back. Well, do you feel tired mid-afternoon or do you always feel dry in the mouth or suffer frequent headaches?
Yes.
Have you ever thought you could simply be dehydrated?
I didn't. We all know that drinking water is essential for life. But did you know our bodies are around 70% water and losing as little as 2% can affect concentration and the ability of our organs to function properly?
Feeling thirsty now? Well, if you're thirsty for more information, here to explain the importance of hydration is President of Sports Dietitian Australia, Simone Austin. Nice to have you with us on the couch, Simone.
Thank you.
We're always told we need to keep our fluids up. We hear that day in, day out, don't we? What actually happens if we don't get enough water into us physiologically?
Well, one of those is the lack of concentration that declines. So think about, when you're driving your car or you're at school or you're at work or even sports people like I work with, if your concentration is lapsing, you can't make split decisions, second decisions, and you can't be functioning at your best. So that's one of the biggest reasons that we want to be well hydrated.
Okay.
And I've heard one of the signs of dehydration is the colour of your urine, which is really interesting. But also, I think we're all under the impression that we get more dehydrated in summer. Is it as bad in winter?
Yeah, well, definitely in wintertime we don't feel that we're overheating, so we don't tend to associate with drinking more water, but we're still losing fluid from our lungs, from breathing.
Yeah, right.
We're still losing it from our skin, from evaporation all the time. It just doesn't tend to build up as much as it might in summertime where the sweat's sort of dripping off, but certainly if you're exercising in particular, you're still losing fluid. We're in heated conditions like your house, in the office, in the car, and that's making the evaporation occur a lot. So we need to look at our urine, like you said. So it might not sound very glamorous, but take a peek in the bowl and have a look. And it should be about the colour of pale straw, as long as you're not taking a medication or a supplement that might change the colour of your urine.
I mean, is it as simple as just drinking lots more water? They always say 2 litres, 8 cups a day.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, so there's not really a lot of scientific evidence to back up that 8 cups a day. However, it is recommended about 2.6 litres for men and about 2 litres or so for women. However, we do eat some of it as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
So about 20% of our fluid actually comes in things like your vegetables, in fruits, in soup, so other foods that you might eat as well. Your cups of tea still count, yoghurt, so lots of foods will count as well.
Is it true that tea and coffee dehydrate us, or is that an urban myth?
So coffee and tea have caffeine, which is a slight diuretic. But there's still a positive fluid balance. So you're still going to make yourself more hydrated.
Because the cup is full, right, of water.
Yeah, that's right. So you're still going to have fluid help hydrate you, but probably not quite as effectively as a glass of water.
Okay.
Well, also now friends who walk around manically with a giant bottle of water, sipping it on all day. We kind of need to have that mentality, don't we?
Either on the desk, in the car, a jug of water on the table when you eat. But a good trick is to, when you've been to the toilet, to actually then go and have a glass of water. So that can be a good trigger that you've been, grab a glass of water after you've been.
All right, some glamorous tips and some not-so ones, but let's recap these, Simone. So have a look at the colour of your wee when you go, aiming for a light straw colour, I think you said, so that's good. But bear in mind, it might be dark because you're having some vitamins, some multivitamins and so on. That might change around a little bit. Get all your veggies into you because there's lots of water content there. About 4 or 5 serves a day if you can?
Should have about 5 serves a day, and 1 serve is about half a cup of vegetables or a cup of salad. 93% of Australians don't eat enough vegetables.
All right, and become something of a water nut. Carry water with you, put it in the car, on your desk, or work a jug.
In your bum bag, you'll never forget it there.
Yeah, good point. Great tips. Thanks.
And definitely in your gym bag if you're going out for a walk or a run or anywhere as
Thanks,
well.
Simone. Great advice.
you.
Get yourself a big glass of water and meet us back here right after the break here on the House of Wellness. Welcome back to the show. A to Z of Vitamins time now. Gerald, we've been speaking about looking after our health, every episode. It's perhaps easier said than done. A lot of people take maybe some supplements. Maybe that's the answer. But what can we do to actually aid our metabolism if we're sort of low in energy?
A bit of regal stuff. today. And we've had a magnificent story on honey.
Mm-hmm.
And there's honey for the workers, you and me.
Yes.
And there is honey for royalty. And that's called...
See that?
That's called royal jelly. So this is the super duper that the bees make and use for one reason only, to keep the queen in good shape.
Okay.
Because there are so many bee products that are beneficial to us.
Yes.
What is the difference with something like Go Healthy Royal Jelly?
The principle of royal jelly is that that's the food that nourishes the queen bee. Now, as you know here, the queen bee controls the whole thing. It controls the hive. It lose the queen bee within the hive and the hive disintegrates.
Right.
So it's very important for the bees to nourish
the queen bee.
The queen bee. And that means royal jelly has extra possibilities from a health perspective.
So the Go Royal Jelly, one to look out for. We've got the Queen Bee and the Queen Z between us.
Absolutely, very important.
And the A to Z of vitamins brought to us by Go Healthy for healthy energy and vitality. Try New Zealand's #1 premium supplements, now available in Australia. Got time for a couple more calls. We've got Stephen standing by in Preston, Victoria. Go ahead, my friend.
I've been doing salt gargles. I was just wondering, does that increase your blood pressure? Because I've noticed a slight increase in my blood pressure.
Well, that is a good question. Salt gargles.
Coincidental, Steve. It won't happen. You've got to be careful with salt gargles, because if you swallow it, it can actually come up on you very quickly.
Yeah.
But no, there's something else. If your blood pressure is lifting a little, something else is going on.
Okay, and an email from Nat in Bremer Bay, WA. I am going through mood swings. What is the best way to get rid of this?
Depends on the reason, Zoe. It could be dehydration, it could be stress during the day. So vitamin B during the day, herb of choice, black cohosh if you're in that mid-range of age.
All right, good tips then. Now, if you've been watching the show over the past couple of weeks, we had some fun stories on do-it-yourself, or parent hacks we call them, and Jo Stanley shared some great tips she uses for her family. We thought we'd follow up with a couple more. Have a look at this picture. Now, this is what some people do to help prevent their children from borrowing the car. They put these horrendous seat covers on.
Imagine picking up your date with that.
No teenager wants to be cruising around in that Saturday night, do they?
Right, and I also found a couple funny ones online.
Yeah.
A mum has said, I've convinced our 8-year-old that I hate the sound of the vacuum, so now she vacuums whenever she's mad at me.
Ha! Good one.
Yay.
Nice one. OK, if you want to watch the episode back again, you can head to our website, houseofwellness.com.au. 24/7, it's online there with loads of great info waiting for you. That's our show for today, you guys. Thanks for your company. A little romance coming next week.
Ooh.
We find out why it's never too late to find love, and foods that might make your kids smarter. That is one coming up for all the parents. Thanks to our friends at Chemist Warehouse. You have a healthy and well week.